The magical trick for instantly playing better solos is not more practicing, it's less trying. You're a bass player, you know the moment. The spotlight hits, it's your turn to solo, and your hands seize up. You freeze. You cannot connect to your true inner music. All that comes out are safe, old licks that sound like patched together and inauthentic. You hit one wrong note, and the internal panic kills your flow. This fear, this performance anxiety is real. I felt it, and I know you have too. But what if I told you that overcoming this fear and instantly playing better solos is a simple psychological switch? Today, we're diving into the principles of effortless mastery to give you the one mental hack that changes everything. Welcome, fellow sufferer, to podcast number 8. Are you ready for this? I'm Sascha on bass. Let's go. I just come out of a lesson with a good friend and student of mine. It was really awesome, and we closed up with the topic of fear. By the way, Mike is his name. Hey there, Mike, from the States. And we talked about the topic, how much your brain and your state of mind determines how you play, or can determine what you play. What our brain does under pressure is fight, flight, and freeze. You probably heard about these things. When we try to do something very good, and we concentrate all our energy, brain energy, into that moment, and what happens there can be very counterproductive. This is a saying in German, so it can be the opposite of good, and it narrows our view too much sometimes. I'm not saying that focusing and being aware is something bad. It just happens that if we want something too much, it can turn around on us. And the try to be good trigger sets your brain into a don't fuck this up mode. Don't fuck this up mode. And this is very dangerous. If you play solo, you're in a situation with musicians that you want to make good impression, and you focus too much on don't fuck this up. You get tense. Imagine that. If you only think about this, don't fuck this up. This is a tense mode you're in. And this makes that lots of your brain power that you need for improvisation, that you need for focusing on your inner music, or maybe any other things you do musically, gets killed, gets out of the way, and you stay in that focus of don't fuck this up. And this can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. What often happens is that you get a safe lick reflex. At least it happens to me sometimes, that when I don't take the effort to trust myself, to rely on my abilities in soloing. And this happens in live situations, on the bandstand, or in rehearsals with musicians I didn't play so often with, maybe. It happens that I throw out some licks that I know that are in my fingers. I let my fingers do the work. And I mean, this can be good, but it's out of the flow sometimes if we throw out a lick just like this into your solo, into the musical landscape. You just throw it in there. It's without a context. I mean, if you're good, you can pack it into the context of your solo, but it's easy to throw out a lick and throw it out without context, is what I'm trying to say. And this is something different, to let a solo evolve, create itself by things that happening when you listen to your inner music. And in my experience, once I did that, I'm mostly completely out of the flow. The best solos I did were when I didn't care so much, when I let it happen, when I was in the moment with the musicians, feeling it, and was not so concerned about to play good. And this is that principle from Kenny Werner I'm going to go to in a moment. And what I want to say is that throwing out these licks, you know they sound good. You have them in your fingers. Throwing out that licks, it's like synthetically, you know, created. It not comes from a natural place, from a natural musical place. I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about fear and anxiety while playing and soloing. You are a bass player, and I am a bass player. You know, there are other instruments that are trained to solo because they solo all the time. Guitarists solo all the time. Saxophone players, they solo all the time. Piano players are used to just fill everything up with what they do. I as a bass player, you as a bass player, I'm used to accompany, to play a groove. And sometimes there's a spot where everybody else gets quiet, or not so quiet, and spot on the bass player and now play solo. And I first noticed that when I was in my first semester of studying jazz, and we did like this, that we play standards, and we would play standards, and first the singer improvised, then guitar player improvised, piano player improvised, then the bass player improvised, me. In my first semester, this was kind of new to me. Everybody got low on volume, only the drums with brushes, everybody listening to me. Little acoustic treatment cabin where we were playing in, like a container. Every single breath and note I did was hearable. And I just wasn't used to that. And this was quite an experience for me. I remember lots of occasions where I was afraid to play. Another one was when I was with my modern jazz quartet, where I played double bass, and the piano player announced a song with words like, and now something very special is going to happen. Our bass player, Sascha, is going to play a bass intro only bass by itself before the whole band comes in. This is something very special because bass mostly plays accompany. So enjoy. And then, okay, he builds up all this tension, and now comes Sascha on bass, and now deliver and make it, you know. Okay, I'm a professional bass player, I should handle that, but that doesn't mean that this really frightens me. It frightened me at the moment. It was in my early years of playing jazz, and I totally fucked up. It was on the double bass. I studied double bass when I was studying. I studied electric bass and double bass and switched to double bass to get more jobs. It was a nice time. I don't play double bass anymore. But that these are the situations where fear of fucking up, where thoughts like don't fuck this up, or pressure killed my flow and I wasn't able to play musically. Another thing is how you feel when you play wrong notes. In jazz, we learn everywhere. We learn not to play the wrong notes. And I don't know how it is with you as a bass player. Every gigs I play, if I play a wrong note, accompanying, you know, playing groove, playing root notes, if I play a wrong note, everybody notices. If the guitar player, the piano player, once in a while play a wrong note, If I play the wrong root, everybody notice. And I play wrong notes. I play a lot wrong notes. So there was a time, and there still is a time sometimes, that a wrong note in my solo can fuck up the whole flow, especially when I'm on stage. There were moments, I'm still struggling, you know? I'm still struggling with that. I get better over the years, I get better with experience, but it's still an issue. When I play a wrong note, it can fuck up my whole solo, my whole playing. And being able to achieve a new relationship with yourself and wrong notes can really be a game changer. And this is also where Kenny Werner's principle comes into play soon. Also, when we focus very much on doing it good, on not fucking up, we narrow our view, our whole focus, and we not. It can happen that we don't listen too much in what's happening outside. That we're very focused on ourselves, and I think this is a mistake. You know, of course you are focused on yourself when you solo, when you play jazz. But in a way, I think playing jazz or improvisational music is about, maybe sometimes it's more about listening than only thinking of acting, you know? A very big part of what I am playing when I'm with musicians is determined by what happens in the room from the very first note. What happens with the other musicians, what they are playing, the feel they give me, being it a time feel, being it an atmosphere, being it an energy, or even being it like something emotional, you know, like what the relationship, what the person gives me, you know. It's like, I say it so much, jazz to me is like a conversation you have in daily life with people. If you talk to someone and, you know, they don't give you lots of feedback, they don't give you a good feeling while you are talking to them, you feel, you can feel awkward, or you're, if someone is not very emotional or doesn't use lots of smiles when talking to you, is a very, let's say in German we say dry person, wenn jemand ziemlich trocken ist so und nicht so viel lacht, or we say, if I don't know what's the expression in English for that, but I think you get the idea. So when you have something you talk to is like not so responsive, you adapt and you tend to not be so responsive too sometimes. And this is exactly what I mean when playing music. I play how I feel with the musicians. Of course, I have to have, and maybe you have to have, a certain professionalism to that and deliver a certain degree of goodness. But I'm a sensitive person and I play better with people that I feel good being with and have a good time. Rhythm time, that's what I mean. So, okay. So what these thoughts you have while playing, they really can backfire and kill the flow of your solo. And what it really helps is if you stop trying to play good. But I'd really like you to sound better and become a better bass player, and therefore I have created the Melodic Minor First Aid for you. You know, Melodic Minor is a sound that really makes your playing better, can make your playing better. Okay, this is kind of a taste, you know, but I really believe that the Melodic Minor sound is a very melodic, a very modern color, a spice that you can use as a bass player to distinguish yourself from others, to give you new sounds, new palettes of colors, and just expand everything you have in your arsenal. It's just a big, massive, great sounding tool. And with the Melodic Minor First Aid PDF, you have a free guide, 6 pages PDF, and you can learn about the Melodic Minor, understand it more, and you get easy memory tricks to learn it. So the link is in the description, it's totally free. Just grab it. It is Black Friday week, and I need to tell you that my Melodic Minor Shift course, I have it in a Black Friday offer, and this week I launched brand new 2 tiers for that, Melodic Minor Plus and Melodic Minor Premium. And with these tiers, you get additional content like live group coaching calls and even more. Very discounted prices. You can get this until Saturday midnight. So here's a QR code. Check out my page. Check the courses. Maybe it's something for you. You can definitely level up your playing, and these prices are really not a big deal. So grab yourself one of these courses, as long as they are so low on price as this week. Okay, now, fellow sufferer, let's get to the first magical trick. The first magical trick is actually just a very small psychological hack. And with this psychological hack, the cool thing is you don't even have to practice this, because it is just a switch you can turn in your head while playing, and it makes such a big difference. And the trick is, don't try to play good. This sounds strange, but consider this. Have you ever wrote, of course, you have wrote a birthday card before. Do you know the situation that you want to write a perfect birthday card, and you want to have your perfect version of your handwriting, and while you try doing so, writing perfectly, you do the opposite, you fuck it up. There's something happening and it doesn't work. Whereas you write yourself a list for your grocery sales, for your grocery things, or while you're having a phone call with your best friend, you're writing down things, and your handwriting is perfect. Have you experienced things like that? It happens to me all the time. When I'm just writing, like, I don't care, I have a very nice handwriting. It looks nice. When I do birthday cards, it's horrible. Not horrible, but it's not like I want it to be perfect. This applies to many other situations, like dating, for example. If you go out for a date, you're nervous. You tell yourself, I want to make it good. I don't want to fuck this up. This person is really important to me. I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to say something wrong. And you're so caught up in this that you're stiff and you're not natural, and it really doesn't help you. It does the opposite. You're fucking up. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Every situation that you go in without this ambition to make it good, to make it great, to don't do a mistake, will be worse as if you do the opposite, if you go with the mindset of, I don't care. Because When you say yourself, I don't want to fuck this up, I want to make it right, you put yourself under a lot of pressure. And this pressure just takes up too much brain power while you're doing what you're doing. This works because if you say, okay, I don't care, I'm not trying to play good. This works because you're removing the importance of the thing, and all of a sudden, your brain doesn't have to worry about it anymore, and you just do because you don't care. And what happens is everything you play, everything you do, actually, I think this is a universal principle, a psychological principle. Everything you do is going to be more natural, better, more flowing. Maybe it's not perfect, and mistakes will happen, but it's better that mistakes happen and you are natural, you come across natural, or you are more yourself actually, than trying to be perfect, not to do mistakes, and not being yourself 100% or so. Being yourself is a big question in life, isn't it? As an adult, am I being myself in what situation? In what situation ever, in relationship, in work, in private, as a bass player. Yeah, but this, to me, it really changed something. I read Kenny Warren's book, Effortless Mastery, when I was like in the second semester, and this was because I figured just what I told you before. I was in the ensemble, I was playing solos, and I was scared. I haven't played solos so much before. I was preparing for the studying, but I haven't played in jazz bands where this is just normal. And my dear friend Rüdi Weckbacher, a great bass player and such a wise human being. He showed me Effortless Mastery. I read it, and I applied these things, like not trying to sound good, and it's really changed something for me. I learned to relax while playing. I almost really said, like, I don't care if I play good. It's gonna be bad anyway. I don't care. These were the things I'm telling me. Maybe it's a bit too extreme. I was playing with all this, with the whole idea. It helped me a lot. So a new goal for you could be to play without ambition and stop observing what happens while you play so much. And this is like, what I say is like a cliche line, but really try to let go. Yeah, this is so great. And to me, this is like my journey ever since I'm improvising, learning to let go, in the moment, with standards, with playing with musicians, really trust and rely on my inner self, trying to manifest the idea that is in my head into my fingers without letting my fingers decide. And this requires, I think, a big amount of trust in yourself and what happens there. But this is so powerful. Really, I remember these few solos I played where I get in what some would call a state of flow. These weren't just solos, I guess. It were musical situations at a whole, concerts. Playing with people over more than 10 minutes and not reducing this to a solo. When moments were working, I came in that kind of flow, and these were the best solos. And within these solos, I could really just do what happened here. And this is really amazing if this happens. Really, while thinking about it, it really moves me. And you can train this. You can train this by stop observating what you play, what am I doing next, but turn inside a bit while, this is important I think, turn inside while you are with the other guys. Maybe just close your eyes and rely on what you hear and listen to what comes from there and try to execute it and trust in this. What can help is that you reduce the material you choose from. What really helps is if you say, for example, that you start focusing on a rhythmic idea. Rhythmic is a very good tool for this because it's so low in effort. It's so low in effort compared to thinking in chord changes, in upper structures, in nice sounds, in licks or how to work with licks or melodic minor even. I mean, this all comes more natural if you're doing it for a certain amount of time. But rhythm is totally approachable. And if you go with just a pattern, something like that, maybe it's a bit easier to start from there and go from there and let things develop, evolve, listening to yourself. Okay. I noticed that I talk long, so I want to come to the next trick from Kenny Werner, and this is called the space. Sorry, Kenny Werner. I don't know too much of his musical things. I just know that he's a well-accomplished player in the jazz scene. He has this third method about meditation in the book. I didn't cover that. But the space is really a special thing. And what the space is, he says, is that the moment. Okay, just before I said you don't observate what you play, okay? And I hope you get an idea of what I meant with that. But that does not mean that you don't listen to what you are doing, to what you are playing, and that you stop being aware of that. The space works like this. If you notice that you start noodling, if you notice that you do something that isn't so connected to your inner self, to your idea, to what's in there. So when you notice you start noodling and shooting out licks and something because you don't trust in what's in there, the moment you notice this, you stop playing. Even you stop playing immediately. Even maybe take your hands off your fingerboard. Wow, man, this is awesome. You stop playing while you're soloing, while everybody's listening to you. Doesn't matter, stop playing. And then you listen inside and you wait for the next idea to come. And this maybe sounds frightening, and I think it sounds worse than it is. I did this hundreds of times, and I find what happens in my experience of talking to players, that when you stop playing, like you're playing a rest, or you stop playing within the solo, that this rest, this pause you're doing, it appears much longer to you, yourself, as to the audience. Because lots of the time we feel ourselves in a position to deliver. We are soloing now, so we gotta play. We can't do rests or pauses so much. But the rest we do isn't anywhere close to as long to the audience as it appears to us. And it is even it is even the other way around, that when you create a pause or a rest in your solo, it creates tensions. It creates tension. The audience or everyone who listens, maybe your fellow bandmates listening, they don't know what happens next. So you create tension, you create curiosity, and people all of a sudden will listening even more closely to what it's happening there. So this is actually a very nice tool to grab the attention of the audience or every other player. So, but what the space actually helps you with is that you disrupt your noodling session when you notice that you start doing it, and you're giving yourself a chance to listen inside and grab the next or the first idea that comes. And in my experience is that it takes a second or two maybe until the next idea comes, and then you can start again. And if you can't execute that idea good and you start noodling again, stop again. Turn to your space. Turn to the space and listen to your inner self while you're listening to the other musicians. This is powerful. I'm honest with you. This maybe sounds crazy, but it is absolutely powerful. And when you start applying this, when you start trying this, you will notice how powerful this is. And what you need to do is train to trust in that inner voice, that you train to listen to this voice. There is music in your head. You're playing for quite some time now, fellow sufferer. You are experienced. You have looked into different types of music. You know your stuff. There's music in you. There's music even in beginners. You're not a beginner. It's something there. And you can cultivate listening to it and grabbing these ideas. And you can learn and train to execute them with your fingers. And this will do lots of positive things to your playing. Like all I said, you can prevent noodling. You can give yourself more inputs to do different things instead of noodling. You can train and learn yourself to more often get into the flow state. And the more often you do it, the better it will work. It is with this like it is with everything. Yeah. Try the space. Try playing and stop playing. Listen to what's inside and try to grab what is there and try to play it with your hands. Okay. What helps, I want to say this again, because the listening part helps. Don't underestimate this, you know? Don't estimate the power of listening to your musicians. I talk about this all the time, and it gives you inspiration, you know? Listening to the drummer, the way he's locked in, listening to the subdivision that's happening. This will help you get ideas in no time. Yeah. I want to move on. So, let's give yourself an action plan for like a repeatable workflow. When you practice improvising the next time, being at a modal vamp, like with one chord or a jazz standards or whatever, when you practice your improvising, or if you just improvise, just play. Take a deep breath before it starts. And like try to give it like a moment of focus. Breathe in and try to connect to this. Start with one clear rhythm cell on one note, like da 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 da, or whatever, da 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 da. Something simple. Start there. Try to build phrases. As a video I talk about this, like and the noodling. It's called something how to get better at improvising and stop noodling. That's a video where I talk about the technique that you play one phrase and you try to create the next phrase based on the first one. So you try to be inspired by this phrase and you try to develop this one, and then you develop this phrase to another one, and so on and so forth. Very helpful. Rests. Play more with rests. They give space to everything you play and help you to apply, returning to the space I've been talking about. Wrong note recovery. Yeah, that is something that I've talked to Mike the last few minutes of our lesson. It could be so powerful if you try to get a new relation with your wrong notes, that you don't get freaked out and lose your shit when you play a wrong note in the solo. You know, it happens to me. I'm not quite there yet. You know, it happens to me that when I play a wrong note with some people, it can happen that I really lose my flow and the rest of the solo is just gonna be shit, and I don't like it. So you could do exercises with playing wrong notes, and this could be very helpful. It's kind of a too big idea to pack it into this now, but basically, you know, rhythm is maybe stronger than harmony or melody. I'd say if you play with a strong groove, a strong time, and a good feel, wrong notes, it's the wrong notes, you mean them, it still sounds good, it can still sound valid if you have a good time, a good groove, and a good feel. But playing the right notes with sloppy timing, bad groove, and bad feel, it's not gonna sound good. So wrong notes are not the main issue here. It's how you play them, how you mean them, and maybe time and rhythm is more important. Yeah, okay. So basically, these are these two actions. Try not to play good. Try to set yourself free of the need to play good. Get rid of the idea, don't fuck this up. Really, erase that from your mind while playing. This doesn't do you any good. Neither in your bass playing, neither anything else. It just limits your abilities. I really believe that. So try to get more relaxed with what you play. Don't care so much. Set yourself free from these constraints, from these rules, from this pressure, and try to play more freely. This is a big thing already. And the space, the second thing, will help you to sharpen your awareness of yourself, of your inner lines, and everything that's going on out there. Okay, this is the key takeaway for today. I hope you take this serious and try it for yourselves. I hope this is gonna change things for you too. I really recommend the book Effortless Mastery by Kenny Werner. I read it twice. It helped me a lot. And yeah, better luck next time when you're improvising. Once again, grab my free melodic minor first aid PDF for understanding melodic minor better and knowing about very easy memory tricks on how you play melodic minor on various chords. Very easy to read, 6 pages PDF. And don't forget to look at my Black Friday offers for the 3 tiers of the melodic minor shift, my mini course. It is in the basic version out there for 97 euros. And the tiers with the additional group coaching calls. I have a 16-minute group coaching call on the crafting the perfect practice routine. This is a great technique, and you can walk away from this call with having your individual, right, for you designed practice routine that fits into your life right now, and the principle that you can apply again and again to every practice schedule you want to add. And the premium tier comes with an extra 90-minute call on a very game-changing technique on phrasing to stop noodling, along with 30 minutes Q&A session and even another bonus. So check the QR code, check please my Black Friday offers. They are on until Saturday, and then the price goes back up. All right, that's it for today, my fellow sufferer. I wish you a good week. I wish you all the best. Good practicing, good living. Yeah, and once again, melodic minor. Check the video here on the Make a Move lick from Hadrien Feraud, where I show you how to apply melodic minor. Very lovely lick he did there. It's not a lick, actually, it's a fill, I'd say. It's something different. So enjoy that. And have a good week. See you next time. See you next week. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And see you next time. Bye.